What's going on, everybody? This is Raw Dog Sports. I am Mike. The guy in the middle of your screen is Evo, and joining us today at the far end, we got Armchair, aka our Canadian friend Dave. Guys, welcome in. We have got a great show, and I got to tell you, that idea ain't worth a velvet painting of a whale and a dolphin getting it on. Let's get into this motherfucker because we're going to have some fun today. We are going to talk about that communist ass sport of soccer. I don't even know why I rooted for that bullshit. We've got Joey Chestnut doing American things, gobbling down glizzies. We've got an interesting little thing that we haven't done before. We're going to talk about the greatest rivalries of the last 250 years and the greatest games of the last 250 years because America 250 just happened. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we're going to talk Ice Bucket Challenge. But, guys, welcome in. Evo, how you doing, my man?
Extremely tired. Running on fumes right now. Having energy drink number 5 or 6 of the day. I've been up since before 2 in the morning. But, yeah, work schedule very early. And then got the boys here. So, boys' schedule keeping me on my toes constantly. Had to get back here from being at the pool before it got shut down due to monsoon weather and lightning and everything, which is great. But super happy to be here and happy to have Dave here. Dave, how's it going, man? How is Canada?
I mean, it's hot. It's summer. So despite what everybody thinks, it's hot as balls up here. We don't do the heat like you guys do. Everybody's like, oh, it's 100. No, it's too many. 100's too many degrees. That's too many degrees. I don't know why everybody's excited. We had 90 yesterday. It was 91 yesterday. Do
you do the Fahrenheit?
But it's no, we do Celsius. I'm converting for you, so you don't have to do math live on air.
Thank you.
Appreciate
that.
I am also a friend of the show. I'm not your enemy here. What do you want me making you do?
We appreciate the America units.
We need the freedom units.
But it was 91, but we have humidity like no one's business because I'm right on the coast. Like I am right in, I can see the harbor and see the Atlantic Ocean from here. So the humidity is just oppressive and it just beats you down and eats your soul. And it's too many degrees, but I have central air in my apartment, so I don't really give a shit. Everybody else can kick rocks with open-toed shoes.
Absolutely.
Well, at least you're working better than the fucking entire continent of Europe.
Yeah, you are contributing.
They don't believe in that. They don't believe in AC.
You're contributing to the heat wave in Paris, just so you know.
Well, fuck them.
Yeah,
maybe they should retreat back into their homes. Oh, wait, they don't have any fucking AC.
They're busy winning soccer games. That's all.
That is true. Did you know, and I did not realize this, apparently there are more heat casualty deaths in Europe than there are gun casualty deaths in the United States. And when you put that in perspective with how many people are at each fucking place and how many guns we got, that's two solvable problems real fast. And no one wants to do anything about it in either country. They're like, you could just get rid of the guns. And America's like, nah, fuck that. And they're like, you could just get air conditioning. And the French are like, suck my baguette.
Yeah. It's funny you bring that up because I'm looking back in May, I actually ran the numbers on this and left a note on my phone about it. Europe has a population of somewhere estimated between 743 and 753 million people. And they have 175,000 annual heat-related deaths. That's 0.00023% of their population dies. So not very much. But then you look at the U.S. population, 342.5 million estimated. And we have around 48,000 annual gun-related deaths. That's 0.00014%. So I don't even know how to completely relay those numbers. Y'all can replay this back to get those. But basically, there's a lot more heat-related deaths per capita over there. Also, 50% of the gun-related deaths that are reported there in the U.S. are self-inflicted. So every one of those heat-related deaths in Europe, as far as I'm concerned, is self-inflicted, because maybe you should just modernize yourself.
Fucking air conditioner. God damn it.
It's not new. This isn't new technology. We've had planes that have gone supersonic, and they were like, man, we shouldn't do that anymore. And they're like, yeah, but air conditioning, too far. Like it's like they were like, we'll do fridges and freezers, but that's where we draw the line. No more free.
This is a perfect segue why soccer has returned to being gay, and we don't care about it anymore because
for 4 years,
Canada's out, US is out, World Cup, who gives a shit?
Nobody's out. Everybody is. I was looking at who's in the final round, because obviously at this time we are fully into the quarters now. All of the round of 16 has been finished. And when you look at who's left, it's almost it's one African nation and one South American nation. Everybody else is European. That's it.
So this is basically the UEFA Cup, right? That
it
we're
is
watching
basically
again?
UEFA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 2.
I mean, which is fine. They're better at soccer than we are. I'm not calling it fucking football unless you are from Belgium and you ask me about it specifically. Otherwise, I'm still calling it soccer, especially like the countries that we beat, like Paraguay. That shit's called soccer, not football.
Absolutely.
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah. Now, there's absolutely some contact in soccer, but when you have to legitimately wear like full-on pads like you do to play hockey or football, then we can talk about real sports where you don't have to sit down to pee. And that's just the way that it is. I'm sorry, ladies. Look, we've caught some heat on this show for our takes on soccer, and we are unapologetic with that. We don't really give a shit.
I'll be in the minority. I'll still watch the end of the World Cup because I still enjoy. I'm a sucker for. I got pulled into Football Manager 24, the soccer management game where you're not actually playing anything, but you're trying to save like tiny clubs. So you're like, I'm the 5th division German league and I want to take them to the like championship. That's the kind of thing. So I got sucked into it, and now I'm like, I know too many things about this, and now I've got a vested interest. Plus, my daughter seems to be enjoying it, so I'll do the proper dad thing. She's almost 9, and she turned to me and said, "This is a tight match." And I said, "Where the fuck did that come from?" That makes. What do you mean? She looked at me. She's like, "That guy's Lamine Yamal," and I'm like, "I don't know if you. How do you know that? Where did that come from?" So it's. I mean, it's moderately enjoyable. I could do with a lot less of the pretending like you've been axed in the face every time a hand grazes your like hip, and they like go down like they've gone to stunt double acting school. I could do with a lot less of that.
Now, I don't know if I will continue to watch the World Cup. I might, because my daughters play soccer. My middle daughter actually is a very, very talented soccer player. She plays for a club team, Club Croatia team.
Nice.
So we're very well versed in soccer. However, I have a massive bone to pick with soccer as an entire thing over this 4th of July weekend. Okay. So obviously the US going down really chaps my ass. Don't love that, especially with all the controversy that was caused around that game to get Balogun back in. And it meant absolutely nothing because we didn't even fucking show up.
Oh, did he play? I couldn't tell.
I mean, he tried to flick a couple off the heel a couple times. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But outside of just the U.S. not showing up at all as a host country, July 4th happened over this last weekend, if you're not aware. Dave, obviously, you guys have, was it Boxing Day? What is the
we do Canada Day on July
Canada Day.
1st. So our the Canada's birthday is July 1st. We do our own thing. We blow shit up. There's fireworks. We eat barbecue. It's very similar. It's just a lot of red and white instead of red, white, and blue. There's
Understood.
still rednecks are still doing redneck stuff. We're still grilling shit. It's just, again, everybody's wearing like red and white stuff around instead of American flags.
Okay, so I love that. I can feel that very much. So you will probably a little empathize with this a little bit. 4th of July weekend, man. 4th of July day. My daughter, who is very good at soccer and plays on a pretty damn good soccer team, they had a tournament over the weekend. We had 2 games on July 4th. I had to be up 10 a.m. watch and listen. And that first game, I love my daughter and I love those girls on that team. That first game, I shouldn't have had to wake the fuck up for because they weren't awake. Game 2, banger. They played great. Day 2, played great. But the fact that I had to show up on July 4th to watch that communist ass sport of soccer, immediately I was like, all right, well, I'm done with soccer.
Sports should not be on, like, kids sports should not be on holidays.
Major holidays,
100%. If the grown-ups are playing, that's fine. Like, I get it. You know, like we have Black Friday football games now and like the Boxing Day and Christmas Day things. Like, I'm fine with that. They're millionaires. I'm totally fine with that. We're talking about kids playing sports. You're making parents skip out on like holiday traditions. And I mean, I know 4th of July isn't like you're opening presents and stuff like that, except for your freedom, but like you're still having a good time. Like it's still like a time to be with family and like and have like a closeness and hang out and do barbecues and grill and
it's a
play
longer
with your friends
weekend.
and your cousins. Long weekend. Maybe you're going camping. Maybe you're going to the beach.
That's
like,
people take those opportunities for the longer weekends where they have a day or 2 off from work to travel a little bit and go places. And now all of a sudden your feet are cemented in having to go to this children's game. And it's not that we don't love our kids and the sports that they play and don't want to support them, but also it is a kids game. It's not a paid league or something like that. If I'm an adult playing in a beer league hockey tournament or something like that, that's on me. And I'm not like, hey, mom, who's 20, 30 years older than me, you need to come watch this anymore or anything like that. Or I'm not dragging my kids to it or something like that. That's me. That is my thing. And I'm deciding to do it and not involving anyone else. But the kids absolutely have an entire ensemble that have to be involved. So it is kind of a bullshit move.
Yeah, Dubs and my co-host Dubs, who's in chat, says you can kick rocks, pal. I'm doing nothing that's not on a body of water on the day of our great nation's independence. Dubs is a big fan of the 4th, one of his favorites. I think it's top 2 for him, holidays all time.
I would rank July 4th. You brought up the presents. Give me July 4th over Christmas. Producer Amber in the background could almost certainly guarantee, like, confirm. I'm not a Christmas guy. You give me July 4th and a bunch of shit to blow up, I'm gonna have a good number one. It's peak. Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, get on a beach, get on like a body of water, a lake, something like that. I mean, like we do the same thing. Like it's a long weekend for us. Everything's closed. It's a statutory holiday. Everybody gets to go, like, not have to work. Hell yeah. That's what we're all about. And I've heard some of my friends ask, well, what do you guys do for it? Nothing for July 4th. July 1st, though, that's our version of this. We just do it 3 days early.
Yeah. Look, if you get a holiday, like I am a gift giver, so I enjoy holidays where I get to give gifts, but I don't like receiving gifts. I like the holidays where you get to relax and eat a lot of good food. And yeah, blowing shit up is awesome.
The gift of freedom, Evo. It's the gift of freedom.
Absolutely.
Bald eagles and AKs.
I'm pretty sure July 4th and Thanksgiving are those two. Like, I don't know about free. We kind of fucked everybody when we came over for Thanksgiving. But
a little bit. That's fine.
That's how we got July 4th. So without Thanksgiving,
means to an end.
There's no July 4th.
Means to an end for sure. That's I we'll blow shit up on any random day, but getting to celebrate blowing shit up is absolutely fantastic.
Well, blowing shit up when it's socially acceptable to blow shit up makes blowing shit up way more fun. Because if you're blowing shit up when people are like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" You're a lot more nervous. Like I don't know if you guys did dry ice bombs or
shout out Taliban. Sorry. My bad.
But,
Oops.
Listen, I'm not telling you how to make homemade explosives. Dry ice, it's just it's gas. You're fine. But we were always trying to blow shit up.
So to bring it back a little bit to sports, I would be like sports podcast. We'd be remiss. What is everyone's thoughts on the Balogun suspension of his red card? I think it's pretty well accepted that VAR was used incorrectly, that there probably shouldn't have been a red card unless it was a red in the moment, and then they reviewed it and upheld it. But even the slow motion, it wasn't supposed to be used, XYZ. I think most everybody out there, regardless of which nation you're rooting for, agrees that it probably shouldn't have been a red card. But the aftermath, everything that happened after that ended up being the suspension of the red card. What is everyone's thoughts on that?
Dave, go ahead.
I don't think you should suspend the red card. I think you should have just left it. So my thought on this is the same as it would be for any nation. I don't have a dog in this fight. My country got eliminated a few days earlier, also fought incredibly hard to get to where we are. This is the best finish Canada's ever had. My entire adult life, Canada's men's soccer team has not really existed. Like all of the 80s, they weren't any good. The 90s, they didn't have a team that even qualified in FIFA. They only started getting good about 8 years ago when they started building up the youth program. So I have no dog in this fight. I think that it was a soft red card to begin with. So that I'll just preface by saying I don't understand why he got a red. That seemed a little wild to me. But once you give the red, I feel like it should just be that it's given, and you kind of just have to take your lumps and be like, man, that was a shitty red, because the amount of awful cards that I've seen in this tournament is insane. And then on top of that, yeah, did they use things incorrectly? Of course they did. But then to go retroactively back to it just felt like the optics were so bad that there was no winning. And I feel like you did yourself a disservice, not the US, but FIFA did themselves a disservice by overturning this, because it put all the attention wrongfully onto an American team that was just trying to advance. And I think all of that pressure took everything from Belgium. They were like, oh, nobody thinks we can win. We're a much better, like they're a much better team than you guys are. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
they rolled us up a couple months ago, I believe.
5-2 in a friendly. Yeah, they absolutely beat you guys up there. So you're looking at it and going, okay, this team is it's a good team. It's a European team. They have a much deeper quality squad. And now I've given them all the ammo. And you're a host country. So like you would think that they would be trying to take some of the like eye and stink off you and be like, let's celebrate Lumen Field and how electric that atmosphere is. And instead they turned it into nonsense. And absolutely, Bill Workman, 100%
thank you for hopping in here, brother.
It felt insane to me to overturn it. I don't feel like he was a necessary part of the team that would have I know he's an important player, but I don't think putting him in didn't make a difference. And I just felt like it took so much attention away from everything that should have been happening. It should have been fireworks and flyovers and the Lumen Field crowd just gassing everybody up, and then the Americans focused on that. Instead, they were worried about, well, how are they going to react to this guy who got the overturned red card, and we're going to blame the president because we're big dumb idiots. It just put all the attention to the wrong places, and it took away from what has otherwise been an incredible hosting experience from all three nations. Canada's done great. Mexico, the games in Canada were electric, in Vancouver in particular. The games in Stadio Azteca were amazing. And I think that everything in America has been Dallas has been great. Lumen was phenomenal when they equalized. That's what I want to see. Right. I want to see I don't want to see the politics of this out in the open. Do that behind closed doors. Keep that shit off the field.
So for me, the idea that it was overturned, I didn't hate. I hated when it was done. If this is going to happen, it has to happen almost immediately. Like, this has to be an instant correct. Like, hey, they did do this wrong. They used the wrong procedure. So because they did the wrong procedure, we don't think it's a red. We're going to change this immediately. We're not going to wait several days so Belgium can prepare for a team that's not going to have Balogun. And then all of a sudden, day before, they're like, hey, by the way, we're letting them fucking play. Now, I understand like not doing it because it creates a huge shitstorm, but there were other red cards that happened in matches before that were suspended. I know a lot of Americans are making this argument. It's slightly different because they were outside of this tournament. In this tournament, I can understand why Belgium's pissed because it happened in this tournament. Why are we suspending? It was a shit red card, in my opinion.
Agree.
I don't know how, and you brought up the several bad red cards. The fucking England and Mexico red card was another atrocious red card. So I understand why they're upset. I didn't see a huge problem with it because of some of the things that were set in place before. But if I get to stand back now and look at it retrospectively, it never should have happened because all it did was create, I guess, a story that we didn't need. It could have been we lost our guy to a bullshit red card and we got smoked by Belgium because we got fucked.
Could have been a rallying cry, though, Mike.
Could have been a rallying cry. We could
Instead,
have
it was bulletin board
won.
material.
We came out and we could have won, or we could have competed and be like, nah, we are in this shit. And if it weren't for the bullshit red card, all these things could have been different. And God, could you imagine if for some reason, if we'd have won that game, and like Balogun didn't do shit. That hell's Pulisic was an absolute fucking joke out there during this tournament.
Is he the most overrated American soccer player in the last like decade? Everybody's been talking about Pulisic as like Captain America. He's going to come in and he is the
he was awful.
I didn't do fucking shit. That's who he is right now.
Yep.
He didn't do anything. And Reams did not do you any favors.
No, I mean, we had a couple guys like I don't remember how you say, I don't know, Bernhardt or whatever, who came in for Pulisic. Like, that dude was electric. He put a shot in and like was trying to hype the crowd and get everybody going. Like, if we get those guys in who are thinking they're going to play and they're fighting for their country because they got fucked in the last round, maybe that's a different game. I know it's certainly a different story, different narrative than we're talking about in the entire national media. We don't have a conversation about Trump stepping in. We don't. If America got fucked and this is a rallying cry that, oh man, we got screwed. We're on the up and up, or we perform fairly decently and we're like, man, we got a little bit of confidence. But instead, we got our guy back. He did shit, and we still got our dicks kicked in. That's a real bad look.
That's my thing with the whole. It was bad process in the match. The VAR wasn't used correctly. Bad red card. But the old adage is 2 wrongs don't make a right. And so the process after the fact, because I admittedly, not knowing, immediately went to Google and was like, is there an appeals process with FIFA and red cards? Because I don't know. And it was very much so, no, that's not the case. But FIFA is able to autonomously and independently do things, unlike the leagues that we are typically used to watching. And so that's how this all kind of like, it was out of sight, out of mind to me that this was even a possibility until obviously the day before when they said that they're going to suspend the red card. And I just thought it was a bad look. Like 2 wrongs don't make it right. If they were going to have done it, it should have, yes, like Mike said, been much closer to right after that initial match had ended.
Day after.
But even then, you took what was in to kind of set the whole stage. You have so many people from abroad coming to North America and experiencing our culture and everything. We've talked about this on our previous shows, how awesome it is to see Europeans going nuts for ranch.
It's our boy Freddie from Germany.
Brisket and all of this stuff. And they're getting experiences and being like, oh, we've heard all this bad stuff about the US and you're going to get shot and blah, 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 after we just have the gun conversation and blowing stuff up. But like all this stuff, they're like, oh, be careful. It's a rough place. And everyone's like, it's not. It's awesome here. Like, they love the culture. They want to bring back ranch and air conditioning and everything to their countries. And so it's a very positive look for the U.S. Then you're also playing the underdog card of the U.S. maybe shouldn't be playing as good as they are. But they are playing really good. And are they actually a threat to this? And now we go from being the underdog, which everyone likes to root for the underdog,
darling,
to now it almost looks like we're the bad guy. And it's not the team's fault. That's the thing, is that I feel bad for the players, because now Team USA and the players are immediately flipped into some sort of a villain role because politics got involved. And again, one wrong and then another wrong didn't make it right. It just was a bad look, let the bad taste in. Now everyone doesn't care. You aren't the team that was wrong. You are the team that is wronging everyone else. And so that underdog mentality that could have spurned a huge upset against Belgium now just looks like, yeah, the team that got cheated and tried to cheat their way back in, whether they actually did or didn't, now they got knocked out. So no one cares. No one feels bad about it. And that's why we absolutely deserve all the shit from Belgium and everyone else that's talking shit, because like it's kind of like, you know, I didn't do it. Mike didn't do it, but the country is representing us, and it kind of makes us look like assholes. So that's where, like, I have, you know, obviously hindsight's 2020 with that, but it sucks to see that have to happen that way. I would have rather us been the underdog, not have Balogun out there and lose and be like, yeah, we're not as good at soccer or football or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and we were wrong. Better luck in 4 years, but it is what it is.
But that's a huge narrative change after you lose that game, because then people are like, holy shit, we've got a chance to beat the Europeans. That's something that they love, because now you're looking at it from, we were missing our guy and we hung in this match. But instead, you got all of the politics involved and everybody's like, haha, you big bunch of idiots. This is why you shouldn't have meddled. And now the American sentiment is also harmed, because the amount of people that are like, I just don't care about soccer for 4 years now, instead of people that would generally be like, I wonder when the next, like, when's the next Gold Cup? When's the next Copa America? When's our Copa America? Olympics are in LA this year. When do we get Belgium in the Olympics? I saw one tweet where someone was like, I want Belgium round 1. And like, that's the attitude that you kind of hope you're building with this kind of momentum. All 3 of our teams ended losing in this round. Mexico was out in this round in an unbelievable kind of fuckery that happened with that match. Canada had a bunch of chances to go ahead and they just couldn't do it, and then basically gave up a couple of, I'll call them empty net goals. They had, like, the keeper was all the way into the box of the other side, so like it was a full court press trying to score against them. And what we saw with the Americans, we saw teams that had a lot of gumption, a lot of push. They were really trying to do it. I really think that if you don't reverse this red, you make them sit out, everybody comes a rallying cry. Everybody, like, I think of the Olympic men's hockey team and how they rallied around being the underdog. Nobody wants us to win. I mean, Jack Hughes wasn't sitting there saying, oh, we're the favorite. Fuck those guys. Canada's nothing. They were like, they're a better team. We're going to lose. And then they didn't play like they were going to win. And then they got to overtime and they won. And it's led to some of the most iconic sports photography that's out there. Him with the flag over and the missing teeth. And like, that shit goes hard. And we talked about it at Combine House when I was last. This is the last time I was on the show, but the last time I was on Raw Dog proper with everybody. And it was incredible. And instead, now you've got people that are like, I don't care about this. and you've just torpedoed your country's desire to go here. Like you had an option. You could have been here. Now you're back down here. Now you've got to start building. You've spent 4 years building up this American side, saying, hey, Pulisic's here. We've got Balogun. We've got all these guys. We've got these young guys coming in. It's going to be electric. We're going to see what happens. We're on home soil. Why not us? And now everybody's like, yeah, I don't care. Copa America is going to come along and nobody's going to care.
Yeah, that's a problem. Because look, and I'm assuming Mike is probably the same way as I am with this. Knew that World Cup was going on, knew that FIFA was going to be happening, didn't care. And then all of a sudden, bandwagon because my country is doing something. I'm like, wait a second, we might have something here. Yeah. And you're absolutely right, Dave. Like this could have really snowballed into something good, and it went the other direction because as soon as shit started going sideways, I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Still better than the NBA.
I don't disagree. So we had a couple more comments coming in here. Yeah, we did. As soon as the goalie fucked that up, and I don't know what he was doing. What
Young Wei Koo.
Young Wei Koo'd it, man. And it was awful. And Evo, you brought up something earlier that I want to touch on. The two wrongs don't make a right. Nah, well, maybe. But when you come out to Ohio next, we'll see. But you said two wrongs don't make a right. Well, neither do three. So we have the wrong red card. We have the president or whoever stepping in, asking some questions. Maybe
even know if it was the president. Do we know that for sure? Are we just assuming shit? Like, are we just being like?
I think that Trump he said. I think that he said that he called. I don't know.
Trump said he did, and then
I think
FIFA
the FIFA guy
also said in a presser the morning of, he's like, yes, he called, but also leaders of all and all these nations call and talk about stuff.
And it's an independent process. So, but the third wrong, and I saw this all over fucking Twitter, and I don't understand it. Well, as an American citizen, I'm rooting for Belgium now. Good for you. You're a fucking dipshit. Why are you rooting for Belgium? Oh, because you don't like Trump? You're going to take your hatred out on a political figure by not rooting for your countrymen who are competing at the highest fucking level. It is so asinine to me that we have allowed politics to infect everything that we do, we just hate. All we do is hate shit. All you had to do was say, you know what? I don't like this process. I don't think Trump should have fucking called in. You can still support the team. Evo, those guys had nothing to do with it. You said it. Why are we not fucking supporting them still? If you're saying, well, I couldn't imagine supporting this group of people because they're representing the United States, you're a fucking dumbass to the highest order. It's not about that. You have a group of people from your country who have worked their ass off, their life away to be able to compete at a national stage to represent you. Show some fucking respect for how much they have worked. If it were Biden in office, you'd be cheering them on. Stop with the stupid bullshit. I don't even like Trump. I can't stand that motherfucker. But this is asinine behavior.
Do you like waffles, though? Because maybe they're just a big fan of Belgian waffles.
Yeah, well, listen. I like Belgian waffles. They're delicious. I don't like Belgian soccer. Those guys can fuck off.
It's the same reason why I am passively still going to be paying attention, because my Norwegian heritage calls me to my people. And what is his name? Erling Haaland. Yeah. You weird looking dude. Great. And that's the thing is, I would have been rooting for the US all the way over Norway, but now at least I have a fallback where I can kind of root for Norway. And it's the same thing. Just because this stuff happened with politics getting involved wasn't going to make me not root for the US and just be like, well, I'm only Norway now. No, I'm gonna stick with my brothers. That's
I was watching Canada. I had no intention of. At no point ever did I think Canada was going to win this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like their like path forward was kind of fucked. Like it's like, oh, you beat Morocco, you get France. Enjoy Kylian Mbappe, you bitch. It's like there's no way. There's no way.
We all like gambling. I was nearly going to put money on the U.S. not winning this one.
We are delusional in America, dude. We are like, holy fuck. We won something we had no business winning. We could win the whole thing. The miracle has always kind of just been implanted in our mind. Can we do it again? Do you believe in miracles, man?
Do you remember when the U.S. beat, it was like Pakistan or India at cricket? It was like one time you guys beat
were just
and every meme was like a bald eagle with a cricket bat, and they're like, we're fuck you, we're taking it. It's ours.
I didn't even know we fucking had a cricket team.
Of course you do.
We will latch on to anything that we can be proud about here with our country. But that's part of the beauty of the U.S. is our pride in fucking anything where we're doing good at it.
Hell yeah.
Don't really care.
Yeah. Country pride. I mean, I don't know if there's another country out there that does it quite like America. Well, maybe Northern Ireland.
No, there is no, there is, I will tell you. So from an outsider, I'm not an American, although I have American heritage. My dad is an American citizen. I can't become a dual citizen because I have to live there 6 months, and I can't do that with the way the family is. But otherwise, I am basically one of you guys anyway. So, and I mean, we've all hung out and done all the things, so we know exactly who each are. One of the things that I was always envious growing up, and we're probably going to talk about this anyway, is how crazy patriotic and how like crazy attached to fandom Americans get. Like there are people that are boosters for Alabama that don't give a shit about anything but Alabama. There are people that care only exclusively about American soccer, and they are so pumped up. There are like Simone Biles people out there. There's Michael Phelps people out there. There are people out there for every sport. They're like, all I watch is sprinting. And it's like, I sure hope that we beat Usain Bolt this year. And it's like, it's kind of crazy. They're like, I'm really invested in Diamond League. And you're like, pardon? Really? That? And they're like, yeah, all the Americans are going to just absolutely crush boxing, MMA, not to mention the 4 major North American sports where people have all of their crazy fandoms, but college in particular. I know Bill Workman mentioned it earlier in terms of greatest rivalries, like the amount of patriotism that bleeds into that, the amount of like pride that Americans have over their shit is incredible. And I always looked at it and said, why don't we have more of that? We do have it. We're just a lot quieter about it. I learned that as I grew up. We don't pound our chest in the same way, but I will punch a motherfucker if they talk shit about my country. Absolutely. There is a reason the Geneva Convention exists. And if you don't know what that is, we can have a conversation. Yeah. It's about all the fucked up shit that we did in the war.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people understand that Canadians, when they go to war, are not nice people. They're actually like probably way worse than we are.
We're a problem.
Yeah.
You don't want to get on our side. One time, and this is always a fun story. America said, we're going to take you. And we said, hold my beer. And we set your White House on fire. And they said, never mind. You can keep it.
Go ahead and, you guys, Canada can just go ahead and do their shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bill's right. It's probably about 70% of the shit.
Yeah.
But let's talk about something that's still a little American related, something I'm very proud of, and I think most Americans are proud of. The greatest glizzy gobbler in history does it again. Joey Chestnut repeats. Is it becoming tiresome, Evo, at this point, as an American watching Joey Chestnut go eat 65 hot dogs, not break the record, and nobody even be fucking close? Because we're just watching Joey eat 60 hot dogs.
It does almost feel like he needs to be handicapped at some point. And they tried to keep him down before, but it's who was the previous guy, Yakisoba or whatever, that's racist. That used to compete with him. Mitsubishi Yokohama or something that used to be the hot dog eating
keep
dude.
trying. This is great.
I mean, Toyota-thon. It's just Joey Chestnut now. And it is
Kobayashi.
Just there you are. Yeah, I was close.
Kobayashi.
Yeah. But either way, it is just an assumption that Joey Chestnut is going to win. And I am completely cool with that. But yeah, I would like to see him handicapped to see if he can still win somehow.
Is competitive eating still competitive if nobody is competing? It's like he break, like, I think people don't, first of all, people know that he does other like food challenge things, right? Like
I would hope so.
He eats like he does, like it's not like this isn't his only thing. He's also eating like donuts and like pounds of Kraft Dinner or mac and cheese, and like he eats like all of these random things that are all part of the competitive food eating circuit. But like it's not really competitive if nobody's even close to you. Like this, what's the closest thing in like the big four sports? Is it like Shohei Ohtani? Like, are we talking like who's like the most, like, is it Michael Jordan in like the early years?
He's the Michael Jordan of roller meat.
Like this is, but it's more than that, isn't it?
It's absurd how it's like he's beyond everybody else. He's not
the gap is bigger than like the Mario Lemieux gap and the Wayne Gretzky gap combined.
I think I have the comparison. He is doing what Babe Ruth did in terms of home runs back when nobody was fucking hitting home runs. Babe Ruth hit more home runs than every other fucking team in Major League Baseball. And that's exactly what Joey Chestnut is doing. He is murdering the field. It does not matter. It's not even close. So that would be my only comparison. Like, one guy hits more home runs than every team in Major League Baseball is very similar to what Joey Chestnut is doing.
So are you saying that we need to start training? Is that what we're saying? We need someone from the crew to like start like figuring like we'll start small, like 10 glizzies, and then we'll work our way up.
Dubs, how many crimes do you have to smoke to eat a lot of hot dogs?
I was just about to ask. Dubs, are we ready to smoke?
No, hear me out. This in 2024, Joey Chestnut was not allowed to compete because he had a contractual dispute with whatever the eating championship or whatever, and because he was sponsored by one of them fake hot dogs or whatever. And in that year, he did go, I believe, to a military base or something like that, and did an eating competition for the troops or something like that. Which
he sure did.
Awesome. But this is what we need to do. He needs to directly compete. How many hot dogs can he eat in a time period versus how many wieners Bonnie Blue can take in a same time period? Now, that is a great international competition, if you ask me.
Okay. So, listen, I'm going to play this out. We probably shouldn't do this because this is going to get fucking slowed down.
Speaking of played out, Bonnie Blue.
Yeah. I would take Joey Chestnut in 15 minutes if
you take him.
Oh, okay, well, hold on. Now, I know we're talking about Bonnie Blue, but Joey Chestnuts could take down more meat than Bonnie Blue could if there was an appropriate amount of pumps that were required.
Okay.
Like, you can't just go one. I mean, if you're just in and out, I mean, she's going to murder.
Yeah, I guess. To completion?
That is Joey Chestnut all day.
Yeah. We could also do this as a distance challenge. Like, how many yards of meat for each of them?
That's the real test right there. Yeah, that's the answer.
Look, I'm getting hungry. And for those of you who don't know Bonnie Blue, you can Google her.
Not on your work computer.
You're going to see a lot of...
Not on your work computer.
Yeah.
That's NSFW. Do not do that on your work computer.
Do not do that on your work computer. Oh man.
Pros versus Joes. What a throwback. What a callback. I would love to
you gotta
see.
go combined. You gotta
What
go
do you like?
combined, right?
It's like Joey versus like 10 guys eating hot dogs, though. It's like
Yeah,
that's
It's
what you
gotta
want to
be.
see. It's like, all right, you and your 4 buddies get to compete against Joey Chestnut for charity, and it's like, all right, you get to combine your total, but he doesn't. I think he still beats you because I'm pretty
Probably.
sure he leaves things like I'm pretty sure he's not giving it his all at this point. He's just like
Mhm.
so far ahead of everybody else. He's like, I don't have to eat anymore.
Yeah.
I
I
do this
don't
once a
need to
year. I don't
break
have
the
to eat.
record.
No, he doesn't.
I feel that. All right. So with that said, we talked about a name, a little bit of a rivalry in Kobayashi here. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about some of the greatest rivalries in sports or in just in general over the last 250 years. We got the red, white, and blue background. It was just America 250. We got our Canadian friend joining us. So you know what? I'm actually going to do the Canadian thing and relinquish the floor to you, my guy, and let you go with your best rivalry that you would say over the last 250 years.
Do you want me to keep it in the United States?
No. Anywhere you want to go, I am ready to vamp, big dog.
All right. So this is over the last 250 years of America's existence. There have been a lot of rivalries that I have enjoyed as a kid. I enjoyed a lot of hockey rivalries, and I think there are a bunch that we can say are pretty high up on the list. I've got to witness a few of them in person, but I think I am going to have to actually concede this to where my co-host is from. And I think it is the Red Sox and the Yankees. And I know that's like, oh, what an easy answer. What a real reach here. Red Sox and Yankees. We're talking about curses. We're talking about players traded for nothing and absolutely destroying you. We're talking about not winning for so long and then all of a sudden turning into a dynasty. We're talking about some of the greatest players of all time in all of baseball, all on one team and still losing. Like that Jeter, Posada, like that whole group of guys were unbelievable. Like watching Mariano Rivera come out and close out a game, you were like, oh, and it's over. It's done. And then you had the complete opposite on the other side, the Fun Factory with Big Papi and Manny Ramirez doing crazy shit in the outfield and dumb Kurt Schilling and his bloody sock that we no care. And Pedro Martinez, who's one of my favorite players of all time, like Dustin Pedroia. That Sox team had so much personality and they were just fun. They made baseball what it should be now, but it isn't because they don't know how to market worth a shit. It's fun. Those guys
and the
were
lack
fun.
of steroids. The lack of steroids is
really we could do with more steroids, but fun. The fun was there. Like those guys enjoyed themselves. It's what I loved about those late era Bautista Blue Jays teams was that they would bat flip and shit. The Red Sox did that before it was cool. They were so much fun. They had a lot of fun doing it. And the Yankees were always the like buttoned up. You got to look, getting traded. Johnny Damon got traded, had to shave all his beard and hair off. Like he didn't look, he became corporate Kane. Mm-hmm. He did the full trade. Like he put on the suit and he came out and he's like, oh, now you're part of the corporation. What kind of bullshit is this? So it's the buttoned up versus the fun time. I think it's just a good rivalry. It's still going on today. Every time as a Jays fan, every time I see a Red Sox fan, they look at me and they're like, Jays? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, but fuck the Yankees though, right? Like it still happens. Everybody is still a fan of that. I've seen more Jeter has AIDS shirts than I care to admit as a good one. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Man, so I agree with you. If we're talking baseball, that is the greatest rivalry in baseball, no doubt. I have a personal different top rivalry, but in terms of baseball, I don't know how you could go with any other group. The hatred because that's what it was. It wasn't just we're playing each other. They legitimately hated each other. You don't see that a lot in baseball. Like your rivalries are fine, but those dudes they wanted to go at each other. So I 100% agree with you. Evo, go ahead, brother.
I mean, I could easily stick this just with my NFC North. I feel like Mike, now he's going away, it's Ohio State and Michigan for him. Like he's such an 100%. Ohio State diehard. But I love to stick with the NFL. So one that I'll bring up not in the NFL is the old school Celtics and Lakers of the 80s. That was intense. And I
also hate each other, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. But for fun, I'll say one of the greatest rivalries that's still going on right now is Antonio Brown versus CTE. And it seems like CTE is getting one up on him pretty constantly, but Antonio Brown is fighting back constantly on Twitter, which is a fantastic follow. We've said it on the show before. If you do not follow AB on the X, and you won't get your feelings hurt too bad by some of the language that he uses, it is fantastic.
He just says everything. He is the epitome of it's free to say shit.
Oh yeah, there is no filter on that guy whatsoever. It's close to like Sean Strickland level as well with the stuff that he says. But I do love me some good Antonio Brown tweets. So Mike, for you, where Antonio Brown versus CTE right now is a fantastic rivalry.
Ooh. Okay, so I love fucking AB versus CTE. Honestly, I gotta tell you, I feel like AB's winning, but at the same time, is AB going to jail again? Because then it's always up in the air.
He'll still find a way to tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody will definitely be tweeting from his account the most asinine, repugnant shit possible, and it's hilarious as long as it is not targeted at your specific group.
It's still fun to read. Like, even 100%. If it's bad, it's still fun to read.
100%.
Someone should publish a bathroom book of his tweets.
I mean, that could be how he pays his legal fees. If he does that.
I don't know if he's going to pay his legal fees, but so we had the Red Sox Yankees. I had to go take a piss. I'm sorry, boys. For baseball, I agree. That is 100% biggest rivalry. NBA, Lakers, Celtics. I mean, you can't go any other direction. NFL, Bears, Packers, in my mind, because I mean it's been going on for so long. They that's another thing. They hate each other. Hockey, Dave, and this is where I want to get your opinion. Avs, Red Wings. There is no hate that I have ever watched with my own two eyes like those two organizations hated each other. 5 years, 5 Stanley Cups. Avs win 4 out of 5. The fucking goalies coming out and beating the shit out of each other at center ice. Love that rivalry. I want you to hop in here. That's not my number one rivalry, though. And I think everybody knows where probably my number one rivalry is going to
go. I'm also going to toss this in. The Eagles Cowboys is pretty high up there for hate of each other. It's just that everybody hates both of those teams, so nobody's upset at that.
There's multiple teams in the NFL that
they have good ones. Division
like everyone in the NFC North hates the Packers. It's just been a long-standing thing with the Bears and Packers. Everybody hates the Cowboys, whether you're the 49ers or the Eagles or Giants, I suppose. But like everyone hates the Cowboys too.
Everybody hates the Cowboys. Hockey, that's a tough one because the Avalanche and Red Wings have a lot of history there. Obviously, there's the two-hander over the head that kind of set all of this, set all of this into motion. It was already a tough playoff series, and that kind of just set things like that's over the line. I think we can all agree, but was pretty insane. It's still not like Montreal, Toronto, Montreal, Boston. Both of those rivalries, like original 6 rivalries, still beat that by a little. part of the problem is outside of Boston, Montreal and Toronto should be the biggest one out of all of them, but Toronto has been such ass for so long that they're not in a competitive window together. They recently had a playoff series, I think, in the COVID bubble, where Montreal came back and beat them, and that kind of renewed the hatred again. But before that, it was like 6 or 7 years of no Maple Leaf playoff appearances. And before that, the Leafs were terrible again. So like they just haven't been good enough to make you go, oh yeah, we hate those guys. It's like, yeah, we hate them, but we beat them every time. So who cares? The Wings Avalanche is probably the closest to hate you're going to see. There are very few NHL teams that have like that kind of hate still. That one is long standing. It's long standing and it's going to continue to stand. That's because there was like legitimate violence involved, and fan bases don't forgive that shit. Like they don't forgive that shit. Montreal doesn't forgive Zdeno Chara pile driving Max Pacioretty into a stanchion. That's why we hate Boston. It's one of the many reasons we hate Boston. But we beat them a whole bunch. They beat us a whole bunch. They're still good. We're still good. So I'd say that's probably close to your number one at this point, but it's nothing compared to that Wings Avs. It should be the other way around, but it's not.
All right. So number one rivalry in sports, it's Ohio State. It's Michigan. They literally just call it the game. It's been going on since the 1800s. The series is so close. The two teams are two of the top 3 teams in terms of wins all time. Like they epitomize to me. Now, obviously, I am very close to this, but that is what a rivalry is supposed to be. We don't even say fucking Michigan. Like they don't call us Ohio State. We're Ohio. That's the team up north. We won't even call each other by their fucking preferred names. It is beyond, I think, just a hatred between the schools, between the fans, between the people. The football has always been really good. It has been, not so great for Ohio State in the last couple of years, but that rivalry, when we get into the best games, it's going to come up again. And it molded who I was as a young man. So I have got to put Michigan, Ohio State up there.
Can I ask you what you think of Auburn, Alabama in that pantheon? Because that's got to be pretty high up there. It's SEC football, man.
2-3, because I would go probably Iron Bowl and then Miami, Florida State. Oh, that's pretty close. They had some fucking bangers back in the day. They don't play often enough, though. That's the problem. So yeah. Iron Bowl, it's every year. Between the hedges, every year. Those SEC games are fucking intense for sure.
I'm gonna ask you the obvious one here because obviously veteran supported show. Is Army Navy not in the running here?
It is, but it's not. Should it be? It is not the caliber of football that we are. When we're watching these games, we're like, oh, we're watching guys who are going to go play in the NFL. Hopefully, for the most part, when we're watching the Army Navy games, we're not seeing a ton of prospects.
Yeah, they're all ready to go serve their country.
There's still too much brotherhood behind the scenes with it for it to be as heated as it could be. Like that's, we always talk about one of our love languages that's unwritten is shit talking, and the military just loves to shit talk one another. We love it's the same thing. If you have a brother or a sibling, you beat up on them, you fight with them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're your sibling. And so you always got their back. And it's the same kind of feeling with that Army Navy game. It's like, yeah, I want to beat the shit out of you. I want to make fun of you. I want to have this next year. But at the end of the day, it's we're still cool. And so that's why it kind of tamps down some of the intensity of it.
What about the West Virginia Pittsburgh. We saw that live in action.
I did. We did it at the draft in the media area. I don't know what song it was. I don't remember what song it was, but every time the chorus would hit, Jeremy was very ready to say some very nasty things about the University of Pittsburgh.
He sure did. He stood up and said it loud.
Yeah.
He's very, very loudly.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, with your Michigan Ohio State stuff here, any thoughts on the school scandals? Which one has a better scandal? You got Connor Stallions, a little bit of cheating for Michigan.
Scandal?
You've got Les Wexner, Epstein's best friend. I mean,
I'm sorry.
You call that cheating? You call that cheating? Patriots. We know how to cheat. You want me to show you how to cheat? I could show you cheating. You
honestly,
got that shit on lock.
The better controversy, I think, is Ohio State with the tattoos. Like, they were selling their livelihoods for tattoos. That's wild to me. Like, of all the reasons you would do some shit like that, that wouldn't be one.
Okay. So we can sweep Les Wexner under the rug. Don't need to talk about him.
Listen, man, I don't even know exactly what we're talking about. If I'm being
I'm sure you wouldn't. I'm sure.
Does he play soccer?
I'm not on the fucking list, all right? I'm not on the list, so.
Sure about that?
All righty. Well, so big rivalries, but what were some of the greatest games over those last 250 years? Biggest sports matches and stuff like that? Because I've got one close to home for me that was definitely more recent, but another one that was a lot more pivotal to me in my upbringing, and it is a football game that I was already deeply embedded in football, but didn't really care that much about college football. The 2006 Rose Bowl for me was one of the most spectacular games I had ever seen. USC versus Texas. I was like, this is as good as it gets watching that game.
Yeah, so I was actually, this is on my list too. I was talking to producer Amber about this because she had no context. And I used the phrase, it's the greatest football game that I think I've ever seen played at any level. It was the most exciting game that I think I have ever watched. Vince Young puts Texas on his fucking back. 200 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, throws for almost like 275, and gets the win against a 3-headed monster in Lendell White, Reggie Bush, and Matt Leinart. Guys that were just running. They were running through everybody they came up against. And Vince Young put Texas on his fucking back. It was one of the most incredible displays of individual performance I have ever seen from Vince Young. And USC fought tooth and nail every goddamn step. It wasn't probably until the stupid decision from Reggie to try to pitch it that things really started to turn. Like, that game was that was graduating high school. That's my senior year of high school. Watching that, I was like, this is the football that I want to play. This is the greatest shit that I have ever seen. Amazing game. Dave, go ahead, brother.
I've got some more recent ones. I mean, obviously, I'm fairly biased, so I'm going to throw 28-3 out there. We don't need to talk about it. It is exactly what you want in a comeback story. Is better than anything that Kim Kardashian ever did.
Mm-hmm.
She also got come on her back. The ones that I would think about are the Four Nations face-off that we had in the NHL. That final was electric. And I think we saw, like, even the games before where there was fighting off the jump. It's a all-star game. It's amazing. And we had 2 nations that were just so pumped up. And then when you flip that, it's the Olympics and that final. We got a gold medal game against 2 storied rivals, a ton of respect on the ice. Everybody's battling hard. One team is like, I mean, your goaltender stood on his head, like Hellebuck stood on his head to keep you in the game. And then it's like an iconic moment. I would put it above the miracle. And I know that that's kind of like the baby that birthed all great things in hockey, but I put it above that. I put it above anything that they did at Lake Placid. It was, it's a moment in time that'll ever happen. Like, is one of the greatest that'll ever happen. We had the same thing with our Summit Series for Canada. We had that in 72 when we beat the dirty Soviets at their own game, and we got our Henderson flying through the air as the goal had gone in. It's an iconic Canadian moment. It's been on stamps. It's one of those things. But I think that when you look at Four Nations face-off, that like final game has to stand up as one of the greatest hockey games that I've ever watched. I'll also throw in Bruins Canucks Game 7 when the Bruins won. Vancouver set themselves on fire, like the entire city rioted. It was phenomenal. YKK Gaming says I'm Canadian. Me too, YKK Gaming. Me too.
Hey, thanks YKK Gaming for hopping in here. So for me, I got a couple of them. Evo, you hit on one of them, the 2006 National Championship game. This one actually hurts, the one I'm going to share next. But the 2016 World Series, Game 7. At the time, Cleveland Indians taking on the Chicago Cubs. It has been a tightly contested series. Fucking incredible series. Guardians down. Rajay Davis, it's a home run that still sends a lightning bolt through the tip of my penis when I think about it. Him tying the game off of Chapman, who had been basically fucking untouchable, was just an insane moment. I was deployed, and I remember losing my absolute shit when it happened. And then the rain delay came. And that was all she wrote for the at-time Cleveland Indians, now Guardians. They couldn't score. The Cubs go up. The Cubs end was it 108 year?
102?
108 year streak.
108, yeah.
108. And then by doing that, they turned the at-time Indians, now Guardians, into the longest tenured drought team, currently sitting at 77 years. That game was incredible. It broke my fucking heart, though. I cannot wait for the Guardians to win one. I hope they do it with Jose Ramirez, because he's the greatest player in the history of the Guardians franchise. But God damn, just as a baseball purist fan, that series was incredible.
Joe Carter had a walk-off home run to win a World Series, and that made me fall in love with baseball. Never been done again. It's never been done again. Walked off. 1993 beat the Phillies. Fuck you, Philadelphia. And you got one of the most iconic calls ever in Touch 'em All. You'll never hit a bigger one in your life, from Tom Cheek. Unbelievable moment in Blue Jays history. Got real close to beating the Evil Empire last year. Doesn't look like we're going to get a chance this year, but got so fucking close. So close.
My personal ones, though, brings me back to when, again, this is my football formative years. I remember 1998 sitting in front of my TV watching Gary Anderson line up for a field goal in the NFC Championship game, having not missed one the entire year, and then shanking it, and the Vikings dropping to the Falcons. They would have played the Broncos in the Super Bowl that year. I still believe that they were a better team, but that was like the first year that I started playing football and loving football and having a passion for it. And I remember standing decked out in every piece of purple Viking stuff that I had, standing in front of my little CRT TV in my living room and just crying and feeling like it was stolen from us, that it couldn't have happened. That hurt terribly. But then the next one for me was the Minneapolis Miracle, which
Yeah.
to me, obviously I'm
That's
biased
one
as
of
a
the
Vikings
greatest
fan.
finishes to any sporting event ever, dude. Like, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It's top
Diggs,
10 all time
sideline
of all
touchdown.
sports, period.
Yeah, it's still just thinking about it. I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
I remember sitting on my couch thinking, this classic Vikings choke in the playoffs and stuff like that. As a Vikings fan, we're so used to that happening, where you have teams that seem like teams of destiny and stuff like that, and it all just kind of gets ripped away. And I remember sitting there, and it was like an out of body experience. And again, as a grown man, I cried sitting watching that touchdown because I was like, this didn't happen. This feels like a dream that play could have happened, because in no world should Diggs have caught that and not been tackled. And the Paul Allen Diggs sideline touchdown still just rings through my head. How loud the crowd was. It just off the charts for me as a Vikings fan to watch that one. And to watch it in real time and everything. That'll always be forefront in my memory for greatest games I've seen.
Dave, you got any other greatest games? I got two more. I'm going to be quick on one, but go ahead.
I got one that stands out, and I like it. It's going to be silly because it's not a championship game.
Doesn't have to be, baby.
But
great games happen anywhere.
Blue Jays baseball, Jose Bautista against the Texas Rangers in the playoffs.
Walk off.
Bat flip gate. The whole thing it's not even a whole game. It's honest to God. So I think it's the fifth inning onward. And there's like a comedy of errors where it's like Russell Martin throws a ball off a bat and the Rangers score. And Toronto fans are littering the field because they can't believe this happens. And then all of a sudden the next inning, it's like Kevin Pillar hits a base hit, but like Beltre misfields it. Adrian Beltre is one of the greatest fielders in baseball history. The guy has 3 errors in this inning. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Bases get loaded for Jose Bautista. Toronto hasn't had a meaningful playoff moment in 20 plus years. And he gets a pitch and absolutely grooves it. And the entire play, like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I'm not even kidding. The entire place is shaking so much that the broadcast cameras can't stay still. Cameras that have built-in stabilization cannot stay focused on anything because the entire building is shaking. It's a concrete building. How is it shaking? It's so incredibly loud. It's one of the most unbelievable that I've ever seen. They didn't win the World Series that year, but they won that game. An incredible, 3-inning stretch. I'll still watch it on YouTube.
I feel that for sure. So I got 2 more real quick. So I brought the Ohio State Michigan thing up. I got to talk about 2006, the game, the greatest game. Number 1 Ohio State takes on number 2 Michigan for a chance to go to the national title. Different national title than we were talking about in the 2006 national title before, because of the way the calendar fucking lands in college football. But that game was also just goddamn amazing, back and forth. I mean, 42-39, number 1, number 2, chance to play for the national title that Ohio State ultimately ended up losing to Florida. So I've kind of had a couple of games here that have really kind of broken my heart. So the best game, the one I'm going to finish on, 2016 NBA Finals, Game 7, the block, the shot. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. I mean, LeBron bringing a title home to Cleveland. That was the greatest fucking feeling. I'm not even a huge basketball guy. I love baseball. I love football. We win one of those things, shit's going to go crazy around here. I cried like a fucking baby that we had finally broken through in Cleveland and won another championship, man. That LeBron, the prodigy, I mean, he from Ohio, from the, Cleveland area, just south of Akron. It was storybook, man. It was everything that I had ever hoped for from a championship from a professional level. Because that's the only one I've ever had. I've seen Ohio State win some national titles. It's great. The only professional title I have ever watched one of my teams win, really, is the Cavs. And it was amazing. So thank you, LeBron, and thank you that fucking 2016 Cavs team. Actually, Kyrie Irving for the shot. Big shout out for there. He doesn't get enough credit for that.
We are all fans of dog shit franchises. I just want to put that out there.
It's not fun.
93, the Montreal Canadiens, last time they won. Last time the Blue Jays won, also 93. At least I have the Patriots. They're more recent, but it's been a little while for them now. Raptors.
I always tell my wife, you don't have to worry about my loyalty. I'm a Vikings fan.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that is it in terms of our topics, but we're not done. So Evo and I talked about a subject last week, and I believe, David, you guys touched on it as well. CJ2K has been diagnosed ALS. He's come out and kind of talked about all of the things that are going on, and has made a request that people get back into the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Pat McAfee went out and was like, hey, you know what? This is a great idea. I will donate money up to $250,000 for this challenge. So you know what? Evo and I decided we were going to step into the ring and do it ourselves. Evo, do you want to play your video first? Do you want to play my video first?
Let's go with yours because yours has a better lead in mine. Mine's pretty quick. You detail everything with the Pat McAfee stuff. So let's go ahead, rock yours out.
All right, Dave, I'm going to move you because I'm fairly certain that when I play this video, your face is going to be covered. And while I love you, Evo is my co-host.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sleeveless Mike of Raw Dog Sports, currently shirtless Mike of Raw Dog Sports, because we're about to do an ice bucket challenge. Pat McAfee put out a challenge, 1,000 people, $250 a person. We'll make sure he donates it. In light of CJ2K's diagnosis, I cannot think of a better time to take my shirt off and drink a beer while I get wet. So appreciate everybody. I'm going to challenge a couple other podcasters, okay? Nick Carnes of the Barking Browns. I want you to do this. Jeremy Green of Sportsocracy. I need you out here too, my man. And then Jared Bates at Network 216. You guys have been challenged. I'm going to crack this beer, and this boy's going to dump this water on my head. Here we go. Anytime you're ready, buddy. Ooh, cold. It's so cold. Go support CJ2K in the fight against ALS.
There we go. Hey, it's been a long time since I've done an ice bucket challenge. The last time I did that, I was probably 70 pounds lighter. But you know what? Felt pretty good about it. A nice little refreshing start before we got the show going, because I recorded that literally right before the show happened.
Nice.
Yeah, and I did mine pretty much before the show started. Like I said, took my boys out to do some swimming earlier today. And so while we were out there getting ready to swim, like I said, I just got off of work, so I'm still in the old work polo and knocked mine out. So what's up?
Hey, this is Evo with Raw Dog Sports. I'm doing the Ice Bucket Challenge for CJ2K ALS awareness. This is for anybody that's had ALS, known people with ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease. And so trying to find a cure, trying to find research. I'm going to go ahead and nominate the Vanilla Gorilla. $20 is $20. David Weideman. So I guess now I get to get cold. Maybe.
Yeah, so not as nice of an intro there as what Mike had, but
You did very well. The boys were ready
rocking.
to go.
we were on a
well
little
done,
bit of a
boys.
time crunch because of lightning. So
Well done, boys. Well done.
Yeah, you know what? It's a great cause. I did not know until I went back and did a little bit of research. The first ALS Ice Bucket Challenge actually raised a shitload
Sure
of
did.
money like an absolute, like an astronomical amount. So I hope if you are able, do another ice bucket challenge. Like it could be just to spread awareness. If you can donate. If you can't, it's no problem. It's completely understandable. But and it feels weird because I don't know CJ2K, but I feel so connected to the NFL community at this point. It's like when you see these guys that you have rooted for your entire lives to be great, and something terrible happens to them, you want to find a way to support them. So, and I think this is a great way. But Evo, my man, do we got any other things on the list that we got to hit before we get the fuck out of here?
No, brother, I think that's about it. Super stoked to have done this show, that Ice Bucket Challenge. It was fun talking about all these big games. But I think I'm even more excited that we got to have Dave on here again. Dubs, if you're still out there, we got to get you on here. We got to get the whole crew rolling through on Raw Dog Sports to talk some raw authenticity as far as sports goes. Keeping it real, which is what we always love to do here.
Hell yeah. Dave, let's go ahead and let the people know where they can find you, where they should follow you if they're not already doing so. So go ahead, brother.
We are Great North Sports every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. You can find us at Great North Sports. We're always there, live every Wednesday. We also do a Sunday fantasy football show where I'm expecting your attendance at least for a couple of weeks. We're going to need you boys in there talking wagers, talking DFS, talking fantasy football lineups. That is our normal program running. You can find us at the Sportsocracy GN on X. I'm the one that has the fantasy football guide, which you can get at Gumroad. The link is pinned on my profile where I outline all my sleepers and everything. Fantasy football is what I do. I've done it for a long time. That's why I do it. I do it well. We gave you bangers. We were the original JSN merchants. Don't be a hater. Come follow us. Come hang out. And we'll see you guys there.
Dave, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. We appreciate you very much. Are you coming down for Hall of Fame game?
Nah, brother. I am unfortunately still gainfully employed and have commitments to that. But I will be back for Combine and Draft Miss at the very least. But again, you let us know. You follow us here on YouTube and watch the shows. Come hang out. Maybe we can change that sooner rather than later.
All right, man. I appreciate you. And to everybody who tuned in, thank you very much. Time is the most valuable thing that you have. So anytime that you give some to us, we are forever grateful. I'm going to give Evo one last word, and we're going to get the fuck out of here. And we'll be back next week to talk more fun bullshit with you guys. But without further ado, Evo, take it away.
Yeah, going back to the soccer, we will still keep calling it soccer. Good run, US. Bad ending, but at least now we can go back to not having to sit when we pee because we're fans of that sport. So, football is football, and that's where you put on a helmet and you try to kill a motherfucker. Soccer, that's kicking the little ball around. Leave it at that.
Real football starts in less than 60 days. But until then, guys, thank you very much. I'm Mike. That's Evo. And for Dave down there on the end and Great North Sports, we thank you very much. But we're going to get out of here. See you.